The Endangered Wolf Center works to protect and reintroduce wolves back into their native habitats, and here to share what to expect during a visit is Executive Director Regina Busch of Animal Care and Conservation Center. And we've got Clay right here on my lap visiting us. And you've got Daisy, right?
We have Daisy, a fennec fox, yes. And I was just saying, I'm thoroughly impressed that you are handling the snake.
I know, I am thoroughly impressed myself. Look at him. I mean, it's kind of cool, though. I'm not even nervous.
Which is so wonderful. So we have these wonderful animal ambassadors that we have at the center, and they are doing just what you're doing. So education is one of our missions. And holding a snake, most people are afraid of them. Most people don't understand snakes. Of course, wolves are those big, scary things as well. So part of our mission is education, and we take animals just like Daisy here and Clay out to do outreaches and education programs and field trips, coming out for tours. And you get to handle snakes like this and then go, oh, it's not quite as scary as it seems.
No,
they're really cool.
Clay's getting a little too friendly right now. He's coming the other direction. Sorry. All right, that's okay though. I'm still not scared.
Yeah, so
really, because you're sitting here.
He's got a little upturn to his snout. They're called a Western Hognose snake. They're a really unique little guy. One of the coolest characteristics is that when they're threatened, by a predator or something, they often play dead like a possum. So they will turn over and open their mouth, and their tongue will stick out. And you don't see that in snakes very often. So it's a really neat adaptation for these guys. And they also play other snakes. So they may play a venomous snake like a puff adder or a cobra and look really mean to their actual potential
Is he
predator.
Looking mean right now?
No, he's looking very relaxed. He's sniffing you with his tongue out. So
isn't that
smelling
interesting?
You. Yeah, and then we've got Daisy here, who's like one of the cutest little things.
Daisy is so docile. So she's a little fox.
She is
but she's full grown,
fox.
Right?
She is. So she's about 1.5 pounds. They're the smallest fox in the world, called a fennec fox. They're found in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. So they use these big ears to cool off. They've got lots of veins in their ears to cool off. And again, she is one of those that we take to schools with the Endangered Wolf Center, and we talk to kids about ecosystems and how they can help the environment, and how, whether they're an endangered species or whether they're not. In particular, fennec foxes are used in the pet trade as well as for fur. Can you imagine this little tiny guy? You need a lot of them for a fur coat.
Yeah.
So we really like to encourage kids as well as adults to be active in knowing about, what's going on in the environment and how they can help protect it.
Yeah, okay, so the animals that we're holding right now and that you have at the Endangered Wolf Center, where do they come from?
They come from all over. So Daisy, of course, her native, she is from Africa. Clay is right here in the U.S. They're a U.S. snake. And then our other animals, we have Mexican wolves and we have red wolves, which do get released back into the wild. That's one of the things that we do at the Endangered Wolf Center. And we have red foxes and an Arctic fox and swift fox. And then all the way from Africa, we have painted dogs. And then you will see a little bit later our maned wolf from South America.
Yeah, we're going to have a wolf. I mean, this is like a big day at STL TV.
Yes.
All these live animals. This is really exciting. So the animals, though, how do you all acquire them? Are they donated or rescued, or?
I'm sorry. Yes, no, we're a zoological facility, so we are AZA accredited, just like the St. Louis Zoo, and so we function as a zoo.
Okay.
And the only difference is that we have recovery species, our Mexican wolves and our red wolves. We treat them as a wild animal. We don't interact with them, unlike these guys who we train to do these things.
Okay.
Because we want them to go back to the wild. The Endangered Wolf Center in 1971 was founded by Marlin Perkins, if you remember him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He realized that the Mexican wolf was going to go extinct if he didn't do something. And so in the early 80s, he rounded up all of those Mexican wolves, and there were 7 left, just 7. And we brought them to St. Louis, built the Endangered Wolf Center, and from 7, we now have over 100 in the wild.
And you guys are located just west of St. Louis?
We are in, just before Eureka at the Beaumont Anti-Air exit.
Okay, so that's not too far. And you're open to the public, right? You do school events and things like that, but talk about how the public can come and
We
enjoy.
Definitely are. So we kind of joke. We've been around for over 45 years, but we are St. Louis's best kept secret. And
Which you probably don't want to be, I'm guessing.
We don't, because our mission is education.
Right.
Come out and have a fun day. It's a family-friendly place. Yes, we have tours during the day, all kinds of tours, public and private tours. And then we have these really cool night howls. And so if you've ever been out to the center, if you come out to us at night, we'll go down, we'll have coffee or hot chocolate around a campfire, talk to you about really cool wolf stories that are sort of debunking the big bad wolf. And then we'll talk about ecosystems, and then we'll walk down a wooded path and we'll howl. And you'll hear 50 wolves howling around you.
Oh, really?
It is so unique. It is just one of the most
So
fun
they
things
howl
to
back.
do.
So you know how to speak their language.
They most of the time howl back. I can't guarantee it because, of course, they are an animal of their own mind. But yes, they most of the time howl back, and it is so wonderful. And it's a really fun thing to do with kids, as well as a nice date night. We have an event coming up that's for Valentine's Day, a wine and chocolate evening. And then we usually have other things, the wine and cheeses, and then we have kids nights, and we have kids camps.
So lots of stuff
Lots
for
of fun things to do.
everybody. This should not be a secret. And okay, so if somebody comes, can they hold clay like I am doing, or is this just a special occasion?
You know what, for certain things we do that, yes. As a private tour, you can probably book something if you're of that kind of interest. We always try to adapt and do what our guests really want, and so if we can make it happen, we probably will.
Yeah, very good. Okay, lots of good stuff. So what do you think is the most popular thing to do or see at the center?
I would say most people are deterred from coming out in the wintertime, but the wintertime is the best time to see our wolves. They love the cold, as well as there aren't any leaves. And so we have these giant habitats. They're 2 and 3 acres. You can come out, you can see our red wolves and our Mexican wolves in kind of their native habitat. Red wolves are from the U.S., they're from Missouri. So it's what you would see 100 years ago here in your own backyard.
So it's, yeah.
And it's so much fun to see them with the white backdrop, they're active. Funny enough, even our painted dogs who are from Africa and our maned wolves, they're the first ones out.
Yeah.
When there's a snowstorm. So if it's snowing and you have a day off or you have a snow day,
Go out.
come out and see us.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a break. So say goodbye to Clay because Clay is getting excited.
Bravo.
All right, so stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with the Endangered Wolf Center and another special guest after this break.